Coming your way on today's San Francisco 49ers report, we're going to continue to get you ready, prepped, and get the stage set for Sunday Night Football as the San Francisco 49ers play host to the Dallas Cowboys. This is the 49ers report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Thank you so much for being here with us. And throughout this month so far, as we're a few days into October, fall is here. It smells like football. It feels like football. We've been having a sub-battle with the Dallas Cowboys report inside the walls here at Chat Sports. Already, we're off to an awesome start. 954 new subscribers right here on the channel. To everybody who's new, we appreciate you, and we're beating the Cowboys report pretty handily. I hope that this is an actual representation of what happens on Sunday night. Let's beat the Cowboys here at Chat Sports and on the field in the hopes that the Niners can stay undefeated and push that record to 5-0. Speaking of that game, just a quick plug. We'll be doing another watch party for it. We're approaching 93,000 subscribers. This will be the best place to experience the game outside of being at the game, and we have some awesome Super Chat giveaways when that broadcast does go down. All right, let's continue to preview this game up against the Dallas Cowboys, and there's a lot of movement on the injury front, both for San Francisco as well as Dallas. You take a look at the Niners injury report here. Charvarius Ward dealing with a heel injury that's kind of been lingering all throughout this year. It has not resulted in him missing time, so hopefully with the Niners' number one corner, this is just a rest for him. Dre Greenlaw still dealing with that ankle injury. He was still able to play, though, in Week 4. Jon Feliciano currently out with a concussion. Backup offensive lineman who can fill in at center as well as guard. Elijah Mitchell did not play against Arizona because of a knee injury that he suffered in practice a little more than a week ago. And then Deebo Samuel still dealing with sore ribs, but it's the knee issue, according to Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, that has him less than 100%. To the Cowboys injury report, they've been banged up along the offensive line, but according to a lot of Cowboys beat writers, it looks as though all 5 of the Cowboys starting offensive linemen are going to be able to play in this game. And if that's the case, Dallas will have their starting offensive line combination, all 5 guys, for the first time playing together, going all the way back to the divisional round last year in the playoffs against San Francisco. So here, you have Tyron Smith with the knee, Zack Martin thigh, CeeDee Lamb ankle, Malik Hooker shoulder. All these players expected to play. Micah Parsons is as well with the knee. Peyton Hendershot ankle, Rico Dowdle with the hip, and then Damone Clark with that shoulder injury. So we go from the injury report in San Francisco and in Dallas to the matchups to watch between these two teams once they clash in the Bay Area at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. I want to spend a few moments talking about Brock Purdy against the Dallas Cowboys' third down defense, because this Cowboys defense is giving up 10 points per game. It's by far number one in the NFL. You might want to point to them not playing anybody up to this point, and their schedule has been weak. Their lone loss to the Arizona Cardinals, who San Francisco throttled last week. But 10 points per game in today's NFL, in which the rules and the style of play favors the offense, is impressive. And a huge key for Dallas that I've been hearing all throughout the week, get San Francisco into obvious passing downs. 3rd and medium, 3rd and long, to try to bait Brock Purdy into making some turnovers. The Dallas Cowboys, the last 2 years, their defense against opposing offenses, when it comes down to 3rd down conversion rate, 2021, 6 of 13, 46%. 2022, 50%. That's a total of 13 of 27, 48%. These are the 3rd down numbers against San Francisco. 3rd down expected points added per play, though. Brock Purdy this year has been one of the best quarterbacks at moving the chains on 3rd down. Purdy, atop of Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, and Tua Tagovailoa. So 3rd down conversions, 3rd down efficiency is going to be a huge talking point in this game. So is this. And I think that this statistic is really important too for when you're watching this game. The Dallas Cowboys, currently number 1 in the NFL in defensive DVOA versus passes to the left and passes to the right. They are number 27 against passes in the middle of the field. So where does the Shanahan-McDaniel offense like to throw the ball? Oftentimes, They like to throw the football down the center of the field. And that's where Brock Purdy is really comfortable. And that's why, if you go back and watch that divisional round matchup against the Cowboys last year, where did Kyle Shanahan have Brock Purdy throwing a lot of his balls? In between the numbers, in between the hashes. Now, with the explosive element that Purdy's been able to add to this Niners offense in throwing the long ball, and now that you have all these weapons to spread the field, I wonder if San Francisco will still try to target the sideline. If you think the Niners will smash Dallas in this football game, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Still more to get to here on the show, but my goodness, I cannot wait for Sunday. It cannot get here enough. Today's show is sponsored by ZBiotics. You can get 15% off by using the promo code CHATSPORTS. We're also going to pop up this QR code so that you can see for yourself. ZBiotics is a pre-alcohol probiotic, and I got to be honest, you've all seen how crazy some of our watch parties get, and sometimes after our watch parties, I don't always bounce back well the next day. That's not a problem any longer because I finally found ZBiotics. It's a pre-alcohol probiotic, the world's first genetically engineered probiotic, and it was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. ZBiotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down, and it's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut where you need it the most. Drink ZBiotics before drinking alcohol, drink responsibly, and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. This Halloween, pair your candy and cocktails with ZBiotics to avoid a spooky next morning. So here's the deal. ZBiotics.com/chatsports. Scan the QR code on the screen right now to get 15% off your order. That's using the promo code CHATSPORTS. We're going to put that link in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. We really appreciate ZBiotics for sponsoring today's show. Next matchup to watch between the Niners and the Cowboys here. It's the Niners offensive line against the Cowboys defensive line, and the Cowboys offensive line against the Niners defensive line. Did I say that right? I think so. Either way, it's the O-lines against the D-lines for both of these teams. And that could be another area that decides this football game in the trenches. You look at Dallas so far in 2023. Offensively, number 4 in points per game at 31. They are number 11 in yards per game, number 15 in yards per play, third down conversion percentage, number 1. They're converting 51.5% of those opportunities. And then defensively, we talked about them earlier, number 1 in points per game, a shade over 10 points per game, third down conversion rate, red zone percentage, number 4. So I wonder what's going to give here for Dallas. And then you shift gears and look at how the Niners stack up against those Cowboys numbers. San Francisco scoring 31 points per game. They're putting up the second most yards per game, number 2 in yards per play, third down conversion rate, 46.5, red zone percentage, that's red zone trips turned into touchdowns, number 7, and then defensively. San Francisco good in points per game, number 3, yards per game, number 5, number 3 in yards per play, but third down conversion percentage at 20 and red zone percentage at 23. Those latter 2 numbers to the right of Kyle Shanahan going to have to get a little bit better against this Cowboys team for San Francisco to be victorious. Matchup number 3 to watch, Christian McCaffrey against the Dallas Cowboys linebackers. This is McCaffrey getting to the second level as a runner. This is McCaffrey making guys miss in the open field as a runner or a pass catcher. This is also McCaffrey making defenders miss at the line of scrimmage. This Niners rushing attack has been outstanding so far, and it's all led by McCaffrey, who's leading the NFL in rushing yards with 80 carries, 459 yards. But on top of that, as we know with Run CMC, he always has the opportunity to gash you and the ability to do that in catching the football when he becomes pass CMC. 18 grabs, 141 receiving yards, 7 total touchdowns. Outside of the quarterback position, you can make the argument he's been the most valuable offensive player. And the Cowboys linebacking core, pretty solid. Can they match up with Christian McCaffrey? I don't think so. And hopefully we get to see a little bit more of McCaffrey operating out of that slot wide receiver spot because I think he can be advantageous in winning those matchups. Matchup number 4, Jaron Kearse, a box safety against George Kittle. We looked earlier at the numbers where the Cowboys kind of struggle with defending certain areas of the field. The Cowboys' defensive DVOA rank to the left, number 1. To the right, number 1. So when teams target them to the right and left sides of the field, they're number 1 in defensive DVOA. To the middle, though, number 27. Where does George Kittle make a living? Going right down the numbers, right down the seam. And that's right in the sight line of Brock Purdy. Another reason why we're talking about McCaffrey against the linebackers, going back to that previous point, him coming out of the backfield as a route runner, he fakes out into the flat, cuts it upfield. That's how San Francisco can target the weak spot, the blemish of this Cowboys defense, which ranks number 1 in the National Football League. And then lastly, this is a matchup to monitor too. Kyle Shanahan is a much better coach than Mike McCarthy when it comes to play design, play calling, scheme, game management, big game experience. I understand McCarthy has won 1 Super Bowl. Shanahan has not won a Super Bowl yet as a head coach. That happened, back in 2009 with Aaron Rodgers. What have you done for me lately? This is a what have you done for me lately type of league. And recently, Kyle Shanahan has been the far superior coach to Mike McCarthy. I want to see how that coaching matchup results in which team might win this game. So who do you think wins this game? Is it the Dallas Cowboys type DAL? Is it the San Francisco 49ers type SF? I think the Niners are going to win this game, and I think it's going to be an epic showdown at Levi Stadium.